Oh, hi guys, so it's been a while since I actually did anything on this channel, and when I mean a long time, I mean about 3 years of my life. And I suppose people have been wondering what's actually been going on, as I haven't done anything on this channel, and well, I'm actually here to tell you why. So, as I produced videos on this channel, I became less interested in what I was making and what I was doing for people, and more focused on the idea of food and how many calories are in food, and is it fattening, is it not? And unfortunately this spiraled into a really terrible mindset that in July 2014 would have me diagnosed by my GP having anorexia nervosa, which I think is quite ironic because I wanted to make baking videos and then I was really scared about food. So there we go, that's what happened. But unfortunately, okay, it's all good and well being diagnosed in July 2014, but the problem is I was diagnosed too late. At that time I was at my lowest weight and there was no hope in anything to try and get me out of that. I should have been diagnosed in March 2014 when I was having really bad problems, or maybe even January 2013 when I was actually visiting this GP to find out why I didn't have any periods. I was having absence of periods, or amenorrhea as the medical term is. And my GP was sending me out to have loads of these blood tests, and these would be the start of a never-ending circle of blood tests, as people with anorexia will know. And every time my blood test came back, it was another section that my GP could tick off her list as something I didn't have. So every time I went back to see her, she had a look that was so priceless, as it was basically saying to me, I have no idea what's going on in your head. This defies everything I learnt at medical school. What is wrong with you? What was wrong with me wasn't medical, and she was looking at it medically. She didn't see it in a way that maybe I have a mental illness problem, and it wouldn't be until July when she'd actually see this and finally diagnose me at a time where I was at my lowest weight, really sad, really scared, and constantly afraid of food. And that's a really bad place to be at that time. Luckily, in September 2014, I decided to recover off my own back. And since then, I've never looked that way. But when I started to recover, holy shiznick, and I mean holy shiznick, nobody prepared me for the storm that was going to happen to this beautiful body of mine. It's not perfect, I'll give you that, but there's a reason to why it's not perfect. And my mental health team didn't know what to do with me. They didn't know what was going on either. I was once sent to A&E for some reason, and I wasn't an accident or an emergency, and this put me under some real strain. I was left feeling anxious and nervous and paranoid at what people were thinking about my body at this time, and I didn't know what to do. I was in such a conundrum and a mystery about my body, and nobody had demystified it for me until actually I looked on the internet and I found people who were talking about things, and they were having the same problems that I was having, and that was really nice. And it seems strange to me to think, well, hang on, people who are suffering know much more than people in the medical industry. Does this mean that people aren't taught about mental health? So what is this? And I was looking around at other people as well, and people in general public, people in society don't know a lot about anorexia. I've had people say to me, there's not a lot there, we're not taught it in PSHE. I wasn't taught it in PSHE, and I think that's really bad because there's such a stigma around mental health and eating disorders, and so many people want to talk about it so that we can get rid of this stigma, and I want to join in that bandwagon. Sometime I'd really like to tell health practitioners, doctors, mental health workers, nurses that, yeah, there is one other way to recover other than the stereotype that we have at the moment, and how to diagnose it early and what you should be looking for and what are the signs. At the moment, some people are looking at you when you're really low weight, and that's not right. You really should be looking at it psychologically. And of course it's going to be difficult for that person to open up to you, but you have to be considerate and try and find out what's going on. I feel like I'm telling people off, and I hope I'm not. Oh god. But anyway, back to this channel. These vlogs are now the rebirth of my channel. My channel is not so much about baking. Maybe baking will come back, I don't know. But at the moment, I'd really love to focus on my passion, which is eating disorders and eliminating the stigma around anorexia and anything else. I can only talk about anorexia, that's what I suffered from. The other vlogs that are coming up, I can only talk about what I've been through, because that's what I know. I can try and find other things as well to talk about, but I hope that in the future, hopefully anorexia sufferers, anorexia recoverers, people who are excited or want to know about mental disorders or eating disorders. You're probably not excited about mental disorders, because that would be weird, but you're probably interested in eating disorders. Or family and friends who don't know what to do and are in a bit of a conundrum about what to talk about to this person or how to look after them. I hope that maybe these vlogs will be able to help people in the future and hopefully demystify stereotypes as well. Because I was in such a conundrum about my own body and the conundrum about stereotypes, and I thought I'd done recovery all wrong, when actually I really hadn't. I hope you guys will stick with me along this journey, along this channel, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Until then, goodbye.